So I went back and studied what he wrote, and then I was like, really? So to me, from my perspective on this side of the desk, this reads like cliche-ridden white talk.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Where did Tiger Woods grow up? Well, he grew up in Southern California, but he grew up in the white world because he was a dynamic golfer at like age 3. He was on national TV at age 3.
Yeah, I saw him on That's Incredible. He was on somebody else's show. Was it Johnny Carson's?
Mike Douglas.
Mike Douglas, yeah.
Yep. And I don't know how much money his father had as a military veteran, but Tiger got to tour this country on that amateur junior circuit that you have, it's the ladder you have to climb to become the kind of professional golfer that the white players become.
Right.
You have to go out and play the biggest, best fields in the junior tournaments all over this country. It's why, to this day, we still have no other black stars in golf. I thought in 1997, once Tiger knocked the gates down at Augusta National, the last bastion, I thought, well, 20 years from now, we're up to 23 years from now. I thought 20 years from that date, we would have, I don't know, half the field would be black stars. Seriously, guess how many black stars we have in golf right now? How about none? None. Harold Varner's had a couple of moments, but we don't have, there's not been anything remotely like Tiger Woods, right?
That's expensive.
It's too expensive. It's just too hard.
And green fees.
Everything. The travel. You have to go play the premier competition all over the country in the biggest junior tournament.
Right.
Tiger did that.
Right.
But he grew up, he was the only black player.
Right.
Way to go. More power to you. And he did have to overcome, sometimes when they go to courses, even the military courses, people be looking sideways like, you're going to play this golf course? Yes, we're going to play. And he could play so he could back it up, but he grew up in a white world, right? His whole life. So he breaks through in 1997. He immediately does Oprah's show. And what did he say? Quote, unquote, I resent being called black.
Yeah.
You do? Combination. You know, it's the combination of all the Caucasian and Asian and all the, right? Okay. And I know our friend Rob Parker, as soon as he heard that, he's told us many times here on the show, I'm out. He thought 1997, he interrupted his honeymoon, you know, to watch because he was riveted, as we all were. I don't think I've ever seen anything like 1997.
Nope.
It was stunning because he just buried the whole field. In his first shot at Augusta as a professional, he just wiped out the whole field. And it looked like that's it. And both Jack and Arnold, you know, Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus said, oh, he's going to have a closet full of green jackets. And yet he goes on Oprah, it's just soon after, it's like within the next month, I resent being called black. You do?
Yeah.
Really?
Right.
Okay, well, we were embracing your race, right?
Right.
But no, you resent being called black. And from that point, we swing all, you're right, the black community stayed behind him through thick and a whole lot of thin in that period. But then we get all the way to the incident you talked about. 2017, he winds up, this is in May of 2017, in Jupiter, Florida. He winds up behind the wheel of his car, incoherent, stopped at a left turn signal with his blinker on, just stopped and kind of half asleep behind the wheel. And he gets rolled up on by some police. And you tell me, is that not the worst case scenario for a black man in America?
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
And yet it's Tiger Woods. So they did have to take him down and book him because that's DUI. That has written all over it. And so they found out in his system were sleep drugs and painkillers. He was off his back surgery, right? But he was treated very nicely, and then he was booked, and then he was escorted home. Well, he got treatment that I don't know if many black men in this country or black women get, right?
No.
In that circumstance. So I found that highly, painfully ironic.
Right.
And yet, in the end, we look at this statement, and it's vintage Tiger because we've always said he was Jordan-esque. He always distanced himself from taking any stances, public stances on any social justice issue or black community issue. He's arm's length. So I was a little surprised he said anything. But you would say better left unsaid.
Yes, absolutely, Skip. And the thing is like Skip, here's the thing. if the police officer takes off that uniform, he's no longer a police. He's no longer subject to having his life taken. But where do I get to take off this black skin? See, I get to be black 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365. He working 8, 12-hour shifts to be a police officer. See, I don't have that luxury to take off anything and don't have to worry about having to come into a confrontation. He does not. I do. I'm black. I'm prime shooter brother size.